there. No, I was there before Coach Tim. So it was all new to me because when I first got there, we didn't have the structure that the PBA has now. You know, guys would come to practice late. Some guys smoked cigarettes back then, and you know, it was like kind of a free for all and not a whole lot of structure. And I was like pretty surprised by that because I'm coming from an American kid from a college background. You know, college programs are so strict, right? They're so regiment, and you got such time check-ins and when you're supposed to be in practice and weight rooms and study hall, and then you got to go back the next morning. And it was so regiment how colleges are run here in the States. And then I get to the Philippines, it was like, wow, it was just we practice hard, maybe we didn't practice, and a lot of the practice was just scrimmaging earlier. You know, not a lot of structure. And then when Tim came in as a consultant, it started to feel like a college program.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what you preferred, especially winning all these championships. But then when Coach Tim came into the team and took over the reign as the head coach, what was your initial thoughts on the system, like the triangle? Because Phil Jackson was running that for the Bulls, but then other players like you who would rack up like 30, 40 points a game, it's kind of difficult, I feel, to adjust to a triangle rather than going one-on-one and, you know, getting the ball inside.
Well, I'm a very compliant person. Like I follow rules. I'm a rule follower. And my mother always taught me, you know, follow authorities, and whatever your leaders are asking of you, you do. So it was very easy for me to transition to the triangle offense. And I think it also helped Coach Tim empower the locals to get them to buy into it as well. Because here I was the importer. I was averaging at that time like 38 points a game.
Yeah.
And then my scoring went down because I was like, I'm all in. We're running triangle offense. We all have to be all in with it and support it.
Yeah, and running the triangle, it really makes you focus on details that maybe you wouldn't be more meticulous about if it was another system. So did that actually help you a lot, even, you know, with other things like off the court and being more detail oriented? And
sure, again, it helps me with my job today because you have to pay attention to details. You're right. Yeah. You have to be extremely prepared. We say if you're not prepared, you look unprofessional. So you plan ahead, and so the triangle is constantly. Also, it's the next play. What's the next movement that's going to happen? So, sure, basketball still is a part of my life, even as a principal.
So, why do you think other schools or teams don't run the triangle as much now in this era?
Well, I just think you have to be committed to it. You have to take the bumps in the road that when you get guys to finally buy into what's going on, and a lot of coaches don't have like a year, 2 or 3 years to pretty much get their system in without worrying about losing their job. So coaches want instant satisfaction. They want to make sure they're winning right away so they don't lose their job trying to implement a system that takes about 2 to 3 years to make sure it's done right. So a lot of people always give up on them eventually and try to simplify what they do. Yeah.
How about for you? Like now you said you're a coach for a women's team. Can you actually run the triangle as well, or like some principles?
Yeah, we do. But we also would run the triangle. We also put in quite a bit of other little plays to, like, as I call hitters. Like we'll go into the triangle sets, and then when I feel like I need a different bucket or to score a different way, I have other plays outside of the triangle.
Yeah. That's really great. I mean, Coach Tim now, when I watch Ginebra play, they've evolved also because the teams have scouted them well, and they have Stanley Pringle and Christian Standhardinger, so he kind of maximizes them and utilizes them well. So it's great also for you as a coach who you also adjust and still, you know, flourish under that. But then in that 1991 run, you mentioned that was the first championship, and Coach Giorgio Lastimosa also talks about that in his other interviews. What was the difference in that year and it prompted the turnaround?
All right, ask that question again.
Oh, what prompted the turnaround in that 1991 championship?
1991, it was just a commitment to detail. JoJo, myself, and Bong Alvarez, we were just all pretty good. And, you know, Boy Kabahu, Rick Marata. Do we have Rick? I think we just have Rick. And Frankie Lamb and B-Boy Ravana was such a great defender. And Don Pelisico was actually pretty big for us back then. As a player and as a big person in the body. So were just completely all bought in that we wanted to win a championship no matter what it took.